This is Keep It Low Key, and I am your host, KiDeMo, and this is my first show live right now, and I have my first celebrity with me, so I'm really excited right now. I have Mr. Fonzworth Bentley. He is here for WSSU Homecoming. He's doing the fashion show tonight, and I have to ask you now, you grew up in the Big Apple in the South, Atlanta, Georgia. Now, what was it like growing up? Was you always a gentleman, or did you start off as a G and then become into a gent? Like, what was that process that went through?
Interesting question. On the manners and etiquette tip, I was not always the mannerable guy. It's a quick story. My mom used to eat on the left side, or still eats on the left side of the table, my dad on the right. So growing up, I would always push my food on my fork. So my mom was like, look, Derek, if you keep eating like that, you're going to go to etiquette school or something. I was like, yeah, whatever, I ain't going to go to etiquette school. I'm finna get this money. I'm about to be a lifeguard. But sure enough, it was a habit, and there I was that summer in etiquette school. It was absolutely horrible. But now fast forward to my sophomore year at Morehouse, who was doing their freshman year at Spelman was Bill Cosby's youngest daughter. And so she invited like 8 of her friends up to Pennsylvania for Penn Relay. So, we pull up to Cosby's house. This is Cosby money, right?
Right.
Long bread. So we pull up and, we come down for dinner. Of course, there's a chef. And so halfway through the dinner, Dr. Cosby looks at me and says, hey, I like the way you use your cutlery. I didn't even know he was watching. I jumped up that table after we finished calling my mama, thank you for sending me to etiquette school that summer. And so, it's an interesting thing. I think that this idea of learning to be mannerable and the act of kindness and how powerful kindness really is, somehow that's just kind of, as the generations go, it hadn't really been passed down, I don't think, in the way that it really should be.
Yes.
I think this whole idea of swag has almost turned into arrogance, and there's a very big difference between arrogance and confidence. And so I just think, for me, it's, it has been instilled in me at a very young age, but just like any of you, it's been a process, and I've had to learn a lot of different things. And so I wouldn't say I was necessarily a G. Maybe I was a wanna G.
Oh, okay, a wanna G.
But yeah, I've always been
a wanna G. And I'm pretty sure everybody has always wanted to know this. Where did the name Fonzworth Bentley come from?
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. So essentially, to not get into the long story, there is a collection of films by Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. This was before I was even around. Born, all right. So,
definitely me too. So.
Definitely you as well. But it was Let's Do It Again and Uptown Saturday Night, and then Let's Do It Again. The gangster in the film, the villain in the film, his name is Biggie Smalls. Well, the hero in the film, his name is Bootney Fonzworth. So which is kind of interesting. Yes. But Fonzworth came first, kind of based on my whimsical personality. I couldn't stand it, but the kind of name is freaking Fonzworth.
Yeah.
Bentley came after about 3 weeks I was on the job, and I'll never forget, Puff's homeboy, Tony De Niro, was like, hey man, Bentley. I was like, no, Puff said he definitely wants this SUV today, he does not want the Bentley. He said, no, that's going to be your last name. I was like, oh, Fonzworth Bentley. I was like, it's got a ring to it. I don't really know what that means. 2 weeks later, I got business cards that just said assistant to the chairman, Fonzworth Bentley, and then that's just kind of how it happened.
Oh, wow, but that is great, and I want to say thank you for being on Keep It Low Key, and this is KiDeMo, and we'll be back.
And we low-key turned it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.